Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a 7-year disaster battle playing as Malagor the Dark Omen, going up against Middenland, where they're sending 2 armies at us that are pretty standard sort of mid-tier armies. You know, melee infantry, crossbows, some guns, lots of cavalry in it. And I think the guy just didn't really understand the raw power that's in his army, and he also put stuff in the army that is probably weakening his situation. So I believe Malagor does start off with a giant, but that giant is actually kind of weakening his position because it can't hide. Malagor works best alone. So having a whole bunch of units that stalk is really useful. So what you want to do usually is have Malagor thin out the enemy army immensely, if not take it out entirely, and then, only at that point, use your Ungor Raiders to just deal with the rest of it. Now, if the giant could hide, it would be fine, but I can't even put it in trees or anything like that, so none of that's going to work. Same sort of thing with the Gorgon and the Feral Manticore. At least the Gorbull here, like if you want to put a siege attacker in your army, Gorbulls are good, or Minotaurs are good, because they can actually hide in forests. Because, you know, Malagor is really good at taking out sieges, but you need to have a siege attacker. Another thing that I think he didn't do was really equip Malagor with all the correct items. We do have a potion of toughness in here, which is good. The Skull of Catan is totally useless because the AI don't really use Winds of Magic anyway. And in this case here, they don't have a spellcaster. So I'd take that off them straight away. But yeah, after the battle here, I can show you how to equip him properly, because most of the stuff that you want to equip him with is actually purchasable. Anyway, let's jump into this battle here and show the raw power of Malagor and how to actually use him. Because if you want to use him well, as in you don't want your army getting obliterated after every fight, you want to put as much pressure on Malagor to do all the heavy lifting. And so you need to equip him properly. I mean, he's rank 38, so you'd expect him to be really powerful, but part of his power does come from his equipment. So what we want to do here, I think, is put all of our dudes in the corner here, because they can vanguard. Sometimes the AI will go and search out the corners, so we need to get them set up in a defensive position straight away, just in case. As for these ones here, since I cannot hide them anywhere, my best bet is actually to withdraw them. Because if I keep them here and you think, oh, but they could do some damage. Yeah, but they'll get wrecked, and we don't need them. This isn't the kind of disaster battle where, oh no, the margin's so close, I need to use everything I have to win. It's actually, no, it's not really like that. This would be better if we just didn't use them at all. But the thing is, because they're on the ground and they can't hide, the AI is going to be like, search and destroy. I can't really get Malagor, but I can get them. And so they'll aim for it. And the thing is with the Manticore, I can fly it around, but, you know, one bullet hits it, clips its wing, and it'll just rampage. So best case is just get it off the battlefield. My recommendation is actually disband all 3 of these units in Malagor's army and put them in somebody else's. Unless you want to go giant spam. Giant spam is actually okay with Malagor because it covers his one weakness. Giants are possibly one of the best units in the game, well, at least for the Beastmen, for taking out single entities. Actually, no, Gorgons would be better at it because they're anti-large. But anyway, let's just use a giant as an example. You could also use giants to clump up a whole bunch of units, because giants are usually very easy to kill. If there's just 1 or 2 of them, you just focus fire on them, boom, they're dead. But if you've got tons of giants, you blob them all up together, there's just loads and loads of hit points in there. And just get Malagor to keep using Penumbral Pendulum and Flock of Doom to thin them out. But yeah, either go full stalk or full giant. Obviously, full stalking is way easier to do than full giant, just because giants do cost a bit of dread to increase capacity, and you've just got better options for increasing capacity. Other options are Gorbull spam. That could help you with single entities. So here's what we're going to do. You go and hide in there. You leave the battlefield. Malagor, just hang tight. Alright, let's just get set up over here, just in case somebody comes over here. There we go, that's what we're going to do. Now, let's go and... Actually, you know what? Just keep them here just for a moment, because I want to lure them in this direction. Oh, wait, do I? No, because they'll detect the Gorbull. I can actually withdraw the Gorbull from the battlefield, it'll be fine. It's just that it weakens our balance of power a little bit. meaning it'll take longer for me to inflict the army losses on them. So looking at his resistances, 45% missile. Okay, 55. Alright, looking at about 70% missile resistance there. Alright, just get him off the battlefield. Like I said, just don't need him. And with 200 winds of magic and 2 winds of magic cost Flock of Doom. Oh, that's a lot of Flock of Dooms. Okay. Alright. That one's still going over there. He is hidden, but if I have to withdraw him from the battlefield, so be it. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to withdraw him. That's okay. The main thing here is you just need to have some units that are tethered to the ground. And I'm glad you didn't withdraw first. So, that's good. Okay, I just wanted to check what his base miscast chance was. 43%. Because overcasting Flock of Doom can actually be quite good. Because it increases the range of our spellcasting by a lot. And also doubles the damage. But, yeah, it's 43%. But if we do miscasts, what's his magic resistance? Yeah, because he doesn't have that much health. It just isn't a good idea to do that. Okay. So, now they have no idea where our army is. They're on Search and Destroy, but all they can do is attack Malagor. And you've seen me do this stuff before. But sometimes I need to do a refresher course because maybe this person didn't see that particular video. The thing is, Malagor is so small and so fast that, and so resistant to missiles, our guns just can't really get him. Because he's the smallest flying unit in the game. And also one of the fastest. He's just really hard to hit. You can get the cooldown on Flock of Doom down to 10 or 11, I think, if you own Attain. Put a Herdstone there, that is. Not Attain, sorry, Lothern specifically. Attain isn't a region, it's a province. Now, it's way more cost effective to just use Flock of Doom, but it'll also take a lot longer to do that. And we've got plenty of Winds of Magic here, and the bounce power's not that bad. So, we can use both. We've also got the Tormentor Sword, which is very useful for him. But obviously I don't really need to do it right now. Okay, I need to get some distance from those guns. If we can try to get all of their missile units clumped up. Okay, let's try to do that. Get them clumped up, and then cast a Penumbral Pendulum down on them. And the way to do that is to run outer circles around them. Get them to gravitate into the center of that circle. See what they're doing there? That's it. Run circles around them, like this. Get them to blob up, because what's happening here is that the enemy missile units, they're on attack orders, and they don't think to stay in formation when they're on attack orders. And also, while they're standing on top of each other, they can't fire properly. That's it. So damage done so far, 40,000, and we've used up 38 wins. It's really important to keep a certain distance. The further away you are from the shooter, the harder it is for them to hit you. Because the big difference between bullets and crossbow shots is the projectile speed. And also the armor piercing. Not that that really matters in this case here. But yeah, the more time you've got to dodge something, the better. No. Why are you doing that? Stop moving for a moment. Every entity that we kill is just less ammunition that they're going to have. Come on. Good thing we do have a potion of toughness. That'll help a bit. Gotta get their guns to clump up so I can just give them a big penumbral pendulum and just get rid of them. Because another thing is that the Flock of Doom's only got a range of 100. They've got a range of about 145, so I have to get in within range in order to cast it, unless I overcast, which is not what I want to do. Another thing is that if I can fly right over their heads, they'll clump up a bit more, but if I do that, I'm going to get shot. We don't have passive regen. Good, they're starting to clump up over here in the center again. Not much I can do about the war wagons, but they don't really have that much damage potential. Alright, going in, going in, going in. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna do something a bit different now. I'm gonna summon a Malagor right in the middle there. Fly over their heads, try to get some of them to rout. See, it's a bit more difficult to dodge them now. That's really good on summoned units because the it's gonna die anyway because it causes huge damage to single entities when it's over, and it makes it unbreakable for a few seconds. What that did was just sort of act as a magnet for them, get them to clump up. Bouncer power's moving to be favorable, or not there yet, but we're almost there. Only downside is it does cost a fair bit of winds of magic. Alright, time to use this. That'll get us almost to full health. Okay, we can do that again in 83 seconds. Yeah, this is freaking useless. Alright, so we've done 78,000 damage. Yeah, part of getting Malagor to full power, his full potential, is giving him the right items, which, you know, they are purchasable. I can think of 2 items specifically that he should have that he doesn't currently have right now. Come on. What's going on? He feels really sluggish. Okay, they're starting to spread out a little bit more, which is not what I want. They still can't see our army. When they do that, you just need to move around a little bit and they'll change directions and start coming at you again. Alright, I might actually overcast it because there's a good clump over here, but I'm not there. But, you know, it miscast, so I did some damage to myself. But the problem here is those guns are really giving me a hard time. I really wish he had a little bit more ward save. At least they're almost out of ammo. Good. Okay, we can summon another Malagor now. Just gonna pop it down there. Hopefully we can get them to start actually shooting it instead of Malagor. Soak up a bit more of that ammo. Bouncer power is still not in our favor, but only by a little bit. But yeah, see how it's acting like a magnet? They're all just coming in there. That's what we want. It's almost evenly matched now. Can still do one more Malagor summon, but I don't know, it's without that ability, this one here, it's not really, they're not very useful. They just route too early. Just because they get overwhelmed by so many units. Almost in our favor. Almost there. Okay, we've used up more than half of our wins now. But they've barely got any missile units left, so that's good. We're not... They likely don't have enough ammunition to kill Malagor at this point. So I'm not going to focus anymore on the missile units. I'm going to focus on their melee infantry, because that's what the army's going to have to deal with. Because I'm likely going to run out of wins in a moment. And then we'll have to actually win with the army. So that's really the crux of how you use Malagor. You get him to take away like 70% of the enemy's balance of power, and then you use a bunch of really garbage units to just knock over that last pin. Because yeah, he's got nearly 1,000 kills with 120,000 damage. That's it. I guess one thing that kind of makes Teclis a better spellcaster than Malagor is the fact that I think Teclis can cast Flock of Doom without any cooldown. But he casts it for, I think, 3 winds of magic, not 2. And also, Teclis doesn't have access to knowledgeable wizards to just constantly give him more winds of magic, whereas Malagor does. Look at these guys here. No health left, but still shooting at us. I'm going to try to get a big mass rout going here, because if I fly right over their heads, there'll be a big leadership debuff, and cause a big old stinky rout. Yeah, have one of these as well. Okay, now the bounce power's in our favor. We'll see if Malagor can win the entire battle just on his own, but I am running fairly low on wins. Yeah, that's it. Let's escort these ones here off the battlefield. I'll land for a little bit. No, actually. Because we've also got the unending Flock of Doom, but if anyone gets close, now we're good. Malagor's actually doing a good job there. So I think a lot of these units will actually rally, so it would be good if they didn't. There we go, just try to get them to shatter. I think some of their armies are on force. I don't care about their melee infantry, I only care about the missile units. Good, the war wagons are out of ammo now. But yeah, we don't have any particularly good spells for taking out single entities. You can always give them the enfeebling foe and go into melee with them, but he's not really ideally a duelist. Even if you do give him loads of stats on it, he's not really equipped for doing it. Also, Flock of Doom's fairly decent against cavalry as well. And since our army's kind of vulnerable to cavalry, might be a good idea we start focusing Flock of Dooms on the units that we're going to struggle with, if we have to use our army. Because they're not going to struggle with these spearmen. Power's looking good now. Especially if we can get some more of them to rout. Just going over their heads. Yeah, does it? Because Malagor is very stinky. Oh, we don't... Actually, it wouldn't be too bad if they go over there. I'm pretty sure our guys can handle it. But usually, I do like to try to win these battles just with Malagor. There we go. Shattered that one. Cool. I think that was the last of their missile units, apart from the Witch Hunter. I think that was a good cast. Good, more unit shattering. That's what we want to see. Just keep flying over the heads of those that are really badly damaged. Okay, good, the Witch Hunter's out of ammo. So, he's managed to get 150,000 damage. Probably not going to get that much more now because they're not really clumping up as much. Well, speaking of the devil, way to contradict me, they went and blobbed up. Okay. Bounce power looking good. Still got little bits of wins. If I just focus on using Flock of Doom, we can keep getting Wild Heart, and which gives us a regeneration to magic boost. And since it only costs 2 wins of magic, this is a cheap way to get it. Whereas, you know, Penumbral Pendulum, 6 wins of magic. It's just... Plus, it's not that good against cavalry. And there's the army losses. Cool. We were able to do this entirely with Malagor. We literally didn't need anybody else to do any damage. You only need Malagor in the army. Especially going up against heavy, infantry-heavy factions, like the Empire or Dwarfs. Now, let's make some adjustments to make Malagor even more powerful. Yeah, let's go with this because you're going to be spending a little bit. Seems like the campaign's going just fine. I tell you what, I don't get any Save My Disaster campaigns for Beastmen anymore, that's for sure. The odd disaster battle for sure, but no disaster campaigns. Okay, so... don't know why you went into raid stance, but whatever. Okay, let's see how... Let's firstly have a look and see how you level them up. Probably would be good to get Lightning Strike, because he's already caused us so much leadership debuff. Getting him another -5 would be good. Wouldn't have helped in that particular battle. It's too late now, unless you use the one-button respec mod. You just don't have enough points to get there. Yeah, well, you didn't need to do that. Okay, so one of those is a wasted point. These are all fine, I guess. I'd say you don't really need the enfeebling foe points in there. Or do you need to put 5 points in order to get there? I can't remember. Portents of Doom. No, that's crap. Don't get that. Well, it causes terror, but you actually... I think you need to land in order for that to happen. Okay. Well, he's leveled up fine. I guess. It would be good to have Lightning Strike, that's all. You don't need it. Okay, and then equipment. We go into here, and the... Where is it? Items. You want to get the Champion's Essence, right? Getting ward save plus 10%. Melee attack doesn't really matter in this case for Malagor, it's just stats. But Drunken Bravado provides perfect vigor, which is good to keep his speed up, and also regeneration without causing fire weakness. That's really good. And then the other thing is the Blind Eye of Seeing, providing Winds of Magic Power Reserve, Wind of Magic starting amount, but also Bound Spell, Savage Dominion +2. Because you've got this one here, where does that come from? Which one is that ability? Yeah, Touched by the Moon, this one here. You can eventually get 4 of them, which is good. That's really good on Summon Cygors, right? So, extra 20 Winds of Magic. I think that one would replace the Eye of Catan. Sorry, Skull of Catan, which... Do you have anything else in here that would actually be useful? Channeling Staff can be useful, for sure. He doesn't really need it. His spell cooldown's pretty low anyway. Oh, but that would drop it down by 10% passively as well. So that would... You could go with the Channeling Staff or the, that item. What's it called again? The Blind Eye of Seeing. Another thing, what's his armor? So that's providing 10% ward save, among other things. Okay, that's kind of better than the Cloak of Unreality. Although that is a good one if you don't have anything good in the armor side of things. This one here, Banner of Unholy Exaltation, and extra physical resistance, weapon strength, and speed. So that banner can go on him. You could also put down this one here, which will give him what's it called? A Mortis Engine effect. He has to be in melee to do that. Do you have the Battle-Scarred Ungor Raider? Because that's also a really good one. Let me see if you got that. No. No, you don't. Okay, so here are the things that you got to get. Okay, here's what we should do. Before we hand it back to him, let me just save it, because it's on very hard difficulty. Not legendary. Hence where you could see the stuff. This is what he should do. Straight away. Champion's Essence, Blind Eye of Seeing, Battle-Scarred Ungor Raider, and then Banner of Unholy Exaltation, right? You could do the Banner of Madness as well, but, I mean, that would provide more physical resistance, but we ran out of money for that. Right? Razor Standard is useless. Take that. And extra campaign movement range. Bit of this. Bit of that. Okay, so once his stats have been updated, so he's going to have 20% ward save. So that increases his ward save by 4%, right? But it's going to give him passive regen. He doesn't need the Potion of Toughness now, so you can put something else in there. Like, you don't have the Iron Course icon, because that'd give him some more missile resistance. Missile resistance. But then again, this one over here will also give him an additional 5% physical resistance, provided you put the banner on him. I mean, you can put multiple of them, put them on other units as well. As for the Tormentor Sword, what's this here? That is really good for Malagor. Really good, because he's already got huge leadership debuffs, so he can fly over them. Because, yeah, if you look at this, something wicked comes this way. When he flies over them, he doesn't have to be in melee with them. He causes -8 leadership, and he removes immune to psychology, which means, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he causes fear. So that also means it's an additional 8. And then you could put this for an additional 8. So if you have a look at all the leadership debuffs that he's got, right? He's got, where is it? In campaign stuff, it should be like -15. Where is it? I'm blind. Maybe it's not even there. But anyway, if you ever look at this, it says -8 there, and then there's another one. Yeah, there's not -5 from there as well. And then, so what's that? -8 plus 5, so what's that? 13. You've got 13 just for being in the local region. Then you've got another 8 there. And then you've got fear, so that's another 8, so that's 16. And then you've got another 8, -24. So 13 plus 24, what's that? 47? 47 leadership debuff. And then if you're Stinky Nurgle, no, you're not. But if you had Stinky Nurgle you should do it more. But basically, Malagor flying over a unit is reducing its leadership by 43 with all of those buffs. And that's just the things that I see. There's other things you can do, like have various traits that will decrease enemy leadership a little bit more. Like, I think if you blow up or sack loads of settlements. No, Raider doesn't. Oh, good, you got the Great Green Killer. Good job with that. Yeah. You've already got Terror when fighting against the Empire because you beat Karl Franz. Yeah, you didn't need additional Terror. Cool. Yeah, if you leave all of that stuff on there, Malagor will become an absolute powerhouse. The only other thing I guess you could go and do is go and get the Sword of Cain to make him, like, practically indestructible. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something a little bit more about how powerful Malagor is. If you get all the little things that can make him super powerful and, of course, level him up correctly, there's very few armies in the game that can actually handle him, and you only ever need to put Ungors and Ungor Raiders or whatever in his army just so they can stalk. Let Malagor try to dish out the army losses on his own, and if he can't do it, then whatever's left of the Ungor Raiders can handle the remainder of the enemy army, even if it's just single entities. Alright, that's the end of this one here. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.